so tired of this world and all the bullshit in it. I'm sitting here in my car. I went for a sandwich at a little place in town. Excuse me. And so I go to a parking lot. I don't feel like sitting in the luncheonette like by myself. You know, my wife wasn't hungry, so I just needed to get a snack. So I come and I sit in my car and I'm looking at X on my phone. Next thing I know, there's a cop parked in front of me on the street, just watching me. I'm a 70-year-old man. I have no record. They have my license plates. They know exactly who I am. I've never been arrested. But I'm on the watch list because I reported corruption one time. So my name pops up, not as a person who reported corruption, but as a nutcase. So now every time they see me, they think it's some kind of nutcase. See, it's kind of simple. I went to the chief of police in my town and I asked him about some criminal entrapment that was going on. Like, could he give me some advice? And I told him that the state AG was the ones who I had the evidence against on the laundering the money and illegal contracts, that they were covering it up. And I had documented proof. But he didn't want to look at my documents. He made an appointment for me to come in and see him. And when I go there to see him, he doesn't look at my documents. He sends me in a room with a psychiatrist. Now, this guy don't know me from Adam. And all I said to him is, I want to talk to you about some evidence I have of entrapment. And I want to know if it's legal or anything I can do about it. How they were entrapping me. That's all I said to him. Like, look at my documents. Like, can I talk to you about it? So, and I told him it was the state AG's office. So obviously what he did was he called the state AG's office. Instead of them giving him my complaint numbers or record numbers or what I reported to them, they just told him I was a nut. So when I went there, there's a psychiatrist there to talk to me. And, you know, I talked to her for a minute. I said, listen, this guy didn't listen to a word I said. And all he did was call up the criminal and ask him about me. And they told him I was a nut. It's really that simple. Never been in trouble, not on any medications for mental illness or anything. I'm just a normal guy who got pushed out of business and had my life taken away from me by the state of New Jersey and their corruption. Chris Christie, and it's been a long time, but they never leave you alone. So now, if I come in, I sit in a parking lot in town where nobody's around me. Maybe I can flip my camera around. It doesn't really matter. I'll just turn the phone. There's nobody anywhere near me in the parking lot. You can see out the back window, maybe. I don't know. This is an empty parking lot. Basically, there's hardly anyone in here. But no, they got to come and park right next to me or right in front of me. He was like right by that tree, you know, and then they keep riding by too. And I mean, I did this like 2.5 years ago to talk to the chief of police, but nope, they got to watch me for some fucking reason. And this country's gone totally fucking insane. The problem is that I'm a conservative and I'm a Catholic, and you know, my views are along those lines. I don't believe in killing. I don't believe in what the government's doing. They're lying about everything. I used to be really pro-Trump. I had some hope in him, but it's so obvious that he's owned by Israel and money, and he has other agendas like building resorts for him and his family on the Gaza Strip. He doesn't care about those people and keeps the war machine going. So it's like a circle like this, and he's not the first president doing this. It's give Israel weapons. Israel creates refugees, or they make America do it by bombing places and destabilizing their governments. And then they create these refugees, and then they send them all over the Western world of Europe and America, And they empty out all their prisons, of course, because they're expensive to keep them. So all the murderers and rapers and the younger men, that's who they really recruit. And then they give them guns and they set up little gangs and they put them up in drug dealing and all kinds of human trafficking and stuff and create this problem. The government did that. The CIA, the presidents, the Congress, the Senate. They're taking down the United States of America. You see, they're poisoning our air and poisoning the water and everything here. This is real simple. When they started bringing Jews to Palestine, right, the first thing the Jews did was set up terrorist organizations. And they started poisoning the wells of the Palestinians to take their land. This was before Israel as a country. The League of Nations, passed, I don't know, started with Aviv versus Tali. First, I forget the name of the thing where they were supposed to set a country up there for everybody, like like America. But the Jews had a different idea. The Zionists, I can't say Jews because it's really the Zionists, that they wanted to set up a country just for Jews and eliminate anyone else. But that's not really the play. See, the play is to destroy Western civilization as it is, specifically Christianity and Islam, all in the same swoop, thinking that they're going to have their headquarters in Jerusalem, but that's not the plan. They put those people over there as cannon fodder, just like the immigrants in the United States are cannon fodder. It's the same game plan. The Bolsheviks did the same thing. The Zionists went in there, and first thing they did was set up anti-Semite laws and killed 50 million Christians. So they say, well, that's what they admit to. But even now they say, oh, that's not a real number. The 6 million Jews in the Holocaust, not that I'm a Holocaust denier, Hitler didn't like Jews, but the problem is the 6 million number. It's like impossible. They used the 6 million number of starvation in Jews before that in Ukraine, 6 million in Russia, which was not true. Both of those were not true. And what's one other country, I can't remember, where they used a 6 million number, and they used a 6 million number, of course, in Germany. And they always say that the 6 million number will bring their Messiah, force their Messiah to come. The Bible kind of says, the Torah says, God, when the Messiah comes, he will gather his people from all corners of the earth and return them to the promised land, or bring them to the promised land. Doesn't say anything about going there and killing everybody and taking the land. That's just made up Theodore Herschel and Rothschild bullshit. When they own the banks and the central bank systems, these people who are rich elites. So that's really what's going on. I noticed, I got one follower and one viewer in like 3 locations. That's like amazing. I am shadow banned because I tell the truth. Nothing I'm telling you is made up. In 1900, there were 20,000 Jews in the Ottoman Empire in the 1900s. Little by little, they started sending the Jewish people over there by giving them free hospitalization, free homes, housing, free everything. Well, that sounds a little familiar. Is that happening anywhere else today? Oh, and they started poisoning all the wells and the water. Well, they weren't real tech then. They couldn't spray shit on them back then. So just on the spraying, here's what they're spraying: aluminum, and everybody knows it, and barium and strontium. Heavy metal toxicity of the human body is accumulative, but especially in the lungs. Like, we had school teachers who used to use blackboards with chalk, and a lot of retired school teachers who weren't schooled all year, that worked their lives as school teachers, they got chalk buildup in their lungs, and it gave them sickness in their lungs, and a lot of them died from that. So here's what heavy metal toxicity symptoms are. You build up fluid in your chest from the metals being in your lungs. It's stopping the oxygen from getting through to your body. So your body sends white blood cells. Then you get a cyclonic storm in your lungs, and your lungs start filling with fluid, and you get flu-like symptoms, pneumonia-like symptoms. And then you get headaches, you get diarrhea, you get cramps, body aches, fever, and then, of course, you fucking die. Well, if you look up the symptoms of COVID, fuck, they're the same. Did they ever check anybody for heavy metal poisoning when they went in with those symptoms? Fuck no. But they've been spraying us for 30 years with poisons. Who's doing that and why? Are they warming? The global warming was the first excuse, except for cloud cover keeps the world warmer. So when you lower the ceiling in like a warehouse, if you have a 50-foot ceiling and you lower it down to 25 foot, you would keep heat in. That's the same thing that happens with clouds. You can look it up. It's scientific. Cloud cover makes it warmer, but they have a way of stretching the ionosphere with HARP antennas. They bubble it, they heat it up, and it makes like a bubble, and then they can change jet stream so they can bring a cold front in underneath to make it colder from the North Pole, which is winding up putting warm air in the North Pole and melting the ice because they're taking the cold air and bringing it south. But outside of that, that doesn't really matter. It's the point that they're spraying the aluminum. Why do you think Bill Gates genetically modified seeds to be aluminum resistant, and why all the insects are gone all of a sudden, and especially the bees? They're poisoning us. Everybody's got brain fog. That's from aluminum in your brain because it goes through your blood system because they're nanoparticles. And when your car is in the summertime in the sunlight and it's sitting in the sun and you touch your car, it burns your hand because it's metal and it heats, it holds the heat. So if you're spraying metal particulates in the sky, which they are, and they admit it to, they're going to accumulate heat and radiate it downward. Common sense, hence global warming. But since they've learned to move the jet streams and bring cold air fronts in, it's not now, it's just climate change because they have to cover because people are figuring it out. Not most people, because most people I just want to go out my life like FBI agents and police and judges, and they don't want to lose their positions, politicians and their pensions. So they'll do whatever they say. And even if they have some blackmail, like to an FBI agent, it's easier to look the other way no matter what they tell you. If they had evidence on somebody eating a baby alive, and their boss told them to leave that alone, 99.9% of the FBI agents would leave it alone because they don't want to lose their pension and a little bit of graft they get in their pocket. For being quiet, here's a little reward for you. All of them. Police officers, judges, everybody, a promotion, something will come out of when you don't say anything. Like the Wiener laptop, 9 of the 12 cops supposedly committed suicide that viewed it. Yeah, those guys didn't commit suicide, but they weren't wanting to be bought. The other 3 got bought. See, makes perfect sense. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out what the hell is going on. They want to eliminate 2/3 of the world and rule the world. They want to bring certain, the 10 kingdoms to make it 10 councils of the New World Order. They want to try and force the future to come as they see it, which is a Luciferian New World Order. So the reason the Middle East is where they picked, that's the Holy Land. That's where God spoke, where Jesus was, where Muhammad was. All of that's in the Holy Land. So if they nuke all of that and destroy it, no one will ever go there again. They're erasing God from the earth. You don't get it? Can't you see it? It's right there in your face. So then where is the New World Order going to be? Obviously, where the root of all evil is, which is money, which is London, England. Why did England Brexit out of the European Union? So it's the only country left. Don't get it, do you? I am so tired. I am tired. I am tired of trying to tell people that by working with them, you're killing everything you love. By ignoring it, you're killing everything you love. You're being complicit, or you're getting your little reward to keep what you have in material things. You're wrong. I'm telling you, you're wrong. I had everything taken from me, everything. I'm basically a homeless person, and I was very successful, but I cannot be bought. Not like other people. I don't care. I'm not afraid of whoever it is. I answer only to Jesus. Jesus Christ is King. I don't know how you people don't understand, the Catholics, especially most Protestants. Oh, Catholics are this and that. Yeah, the Vatican is compromised. The men in the Vatican is compromised. So some of the priests are compromised, just like your ministers are compromised, or your imams or whoever. They're bought off with money, or your preachers. They're all bought off with money, or whatever, or they have blackmail on them. Whatever way that they can get control, they will, and they will do things that change your faith. But the Catholic faith is still pretty much intact, the dogma. Why do you think Russia's the enemy? Because of the Eastern Orthodox churches. They want to get rid of them. That's what the Bolsheviks did, except for they lost control eventually because they fight with each other. You know, when they took over, when Churchill and them gave them all of the Eastern Bloc nations, you know, Poland and all Ukraine and all those countries to the Bolsheviks, to communist Soviet Union, they changed the name, whatever. When they gave them all that, they put Jewish leaders, Zionists, in all those countries and starved the people and took all the resources. What do you think they're going to do in America and in the Western countries? Are you going to do anything different? The only thing is they figured it out. There were too many people, even though they were killing like 50, 100 million. It didn't matter. It wasn't enough. They need to kill 2 to 3 billion people. And there is no 6.8 billion people or 8 billion people in the world today. They're lying. There's only about 3 billion people, to maybe a little less, maybe a little more. That's all that's in the world. You can do the birth numbers if you want. You can look at from 1950 to current, how many births per woman. Most people, I guess I'm a boomer, so whatever, is it millennials under me or whatever they are? Most of them are not even married or only have one child or something like that. There is no way the world doubled its population. China had a one-child policy in effect for 50 years. And it was like 75% male babies being born because they were destroying the female fetuses and babies. You know? So how did they double their population in 50 years? There's only one generation at a time, so 20-something years that are in birthing age, women. Never mind. I'm just tired of listening and being so censored. And I don't usually put this on Facebook because I don't like my family, you know, I don't know, listening to me. I feel a little uncomfortable with that because my mom watches stuff and whatnot. She's 90 and I don't want to stress her or anything. But I'm just telling you the truth. It's so simple to see what they're doing. They've been poisoning us for 30 fucking years in the sky. Bill Gates is making aluminum resistant seeds. Why would he be doing that? And aluminum is accumulative to the human body, and it's really hard to get rid of. It is even connected to Alzheimer's. So brain fog, oh yeah, that's a part of COVID. Not really. Oh, got a phone call. I have to decline it. I'm going to get off of this. I'm just so tired of it. I'm so tired that they send cops to watch me when I'm sitting in a fucking parking lot. Or sometimes they're in the unmarked cars, like the off-duty guys in the pickup truck with the gold shield in the windshield. Like, gee, I don't know you're a cop because you got the gold. You should take the gold shield out of your fucking windshield. Or filming me with have a lady sitting there filming me in the middle of nowhere. Like, why? Just, you know what? All I do is tell the truth. That's why on X, you know what? I have 2,000 followers. And when I do views, like a live like this on X, this is on X Live, I get 0 views. And half the time, I can't even get my live to work on my own profile. And I pay for the blue check mark. You know, all I say is what I'm saying now. It's not hate speech. I'm telling you the truth of what's happening. I'm not breaking terms and conditions. I'm not doing any of that. I'm telling people to that they're killing you and they're doing this. And the snow here, I was trying to talk to Grok and ask Grok AI about this being fake snow and that it's the perfect delivery system for a pathogen. So you remember the MMR shot? It had to be kept cold in the freezer. You remember that? Well, if I wanted to spray an aerial spray, some pathogen that needed to be kept cold, and I wanted to make some fake snow and put it in the fake snow, that's the perfect delivery system, because this snow doesn't really melt. You see this? I'm not even going to, if you can look out your window at the snow, if you have it, it's not melting like regular snow. It's evaporating. And then if you're getting the vapors, you're breathing it in. Just, it's the perfect delivery system. And when I mentioned that to Grok, said that's restricted. It's restricted. You can't talk about that. Why? Why can't I talk about it being fake snow and a delivery system for pathogens? Go try and Grok and ask it that and see if it tells you. Or maybe it'll just make a lie up and say, no, there's no such thing as fake snow. And everybody knows it's fake snow. It's not the regular snow that comes. They did it in the sky. And if you go on my profile on X, I posted how they put, how they make it, how they make the fake snow. And it's some poly something or other. Doesn't really matter. The point is, I'm tired of all of this. I'm really tired. It's like you're trapped in a box and there's no way out and nobody hears you screaming. It's crazy. It's totally crazy. This whole world's crazy. And they're all fighting with each other over bullshit. Most of the ICE agents, they're trained by IDF. That's so they can murder without any conscience, because they're all raised as MK Ultra from babies for 130 years or seven generations as psychopaths into believing Zionism as a religion. Just really? Are you kidding me? You know, so they wear masks so you can't identify the murderers. When I was in France, they threw a hand grenade in a store. The guy, an IDF soldier who was on vacation, threw a fucking hand grenade. How the hell do you even get a hand grenade in France? Never mind, doesn't really matter. But in here in ICE, they're being trained exactly like IDF soldiers. They're hiring people with PTSD, taking away their medications, letting them run around like thugs, acting with impunity. It's not about immigration. It's about the Americans. And if you're out there protesting, they're coming to get you right away because you see it's wrong and you go, hey, I can protest. No, that's the point. They want you out there protesting so they can shoot you, arrest you, put you in a detention camp and grind you up into hamburger meat and nobody will ever know where you ever went. Oh my God. And it sounds crazy, right? So you're a crazy guy. Yeah. Okay. Watch what keeps happening. Wait till the weather warms up a little bit. Watch Chicago. Watch Chicago. Yeah, they got all going on in Minneapolis right now, but watch Chicago. And then New York City too. Fuck. Anyway, I'm done spewing my shit. I'm just mad that they sent a cop to watch me when I'm sitting here eating a fucking sandwich. Really? And got nothing better to fucking do? Because the FBI said some shit about me because they're monitoring everything I say on X. The only people watching me are the people who work for the government. Just letting them know that I know they're fucking assholes and traitors to humanity and to the United States, but all humanity. They're working with the people that are killing everybody. Fucking idiots think they're going to get their pension. They're not even going to be alive. They're going to be burying their fucking children. Stupid fucks. I'm so tired of it. I'm tired. I'm really tired of it.